Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the SunBet Poker Tour. My days, I had the mic off. Whoops. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the SunBet Poker Tour. Day 3 of the Mega Million going on behind us. We are at the final table, down to 4 players now.
Yes, we are down
Indeed,
to 4
down
players.
to the last 4. I mean, this has just been an action-packed tournament, I must say so myself, and some awesome poker being played. Great to see our opener winner sitting there as well. And yeah, a lot going on behind us as well. A few freeze outs, the little slam as well. So guys, definitely come check that stuff out. You are not too late to register for those freeze outs.
And guys, do remember to like and subscribe here on the SunBet Poker Tour YouTube channel. We really do appreciate it. And yeah, let's get back into the action here. Callum, who do you think is going to be taking home this Mega Million trophy here?
Dude, that is very, very hard to tell. I mean, this table is absolutely stacked. I won't even lie. I think it would be cool to see Marco take it home, as he did take the opener. I don't know how many people have done that before.
Yeah.
Taking home 2 trophies, so that would be sick to see.
Check our bets.
He does have a decent chip stack in front of him. I believe he's still chip leading here. Definitely one to watch out for. But also, Henny Apple is looking very, very strong in this tournament, I must say.
As we see him pick up a nice pot there. Queen 8.
Just, I must say, this has been a very dramatic tournament.
It has.
A lot going on.
Small and big blind.
These are stupid.
Yeah. I want one of those green ones.
They're stupid, they don't want them.
No, I want one. Yeah.
Actually, I
No,
haven't
no,
got
no,
them.
no.
Actually, like,
As we-
Okay,
killers
so
anyway.
I did make a mistake in the intro there. We are at 5 players, not 4.
Look at that, it looks
Yes.
worse. It looks cooler.
So,
It's like
yeah, we will be playing down to the winner today. So, guys, let me stick around. Let us know who you think will take this home.
No, I want to.
How's it, Kiwi? Welcome back to the stream.
Otherwise, it's
Glad to have you.
Fold 150 to call. Fold 150.
I must say, all of their stacks looking very, very even. So,
Yeah.
going to be probably a long few levels.
Raise to 525.
And we see Marco raising up to around,
525.
what is blinds at now? 150.
Yeah.
Fold.
so far, it looks like I have to pay this bloody oak as well.
Wait, what? Huh?
Small and big blind.
So far, it looks like I have to pay you.
What? Oh, for the
So
main.
everyone folds to Marco's raise there. So he's just going to pick up a little pot there.
The overs and unders.
Hoe, ja, op die vierde.
Another 150 here.
Maar
nee?
het is begin serieus.
So
I'd
we
message everyone not to come.
see Henny
So I
Apple
played
in the
the
black
ball
blind there.
Already a win.
150 to call.
How's the part of the rate for the next one?
Yeah.
As I was saying, everyone's chip stacks looking very, very even. I'm very curious who's going to begin running away with people's chips. I have a feeling that is going to be pretty soon, actually.
Raise to 400. Fold 400. Fold.
See Marco folding there.
Fold. 400. Fold.
Folds all around.
Let me start the trouble, yeah? See if I can get somebody to put a green one in.
As we are just waiting to get dealt in here. Guys, if you are keen to get down here to the SunBet Poker Tour, hosted here at Carnival City, Johannesburg. You want some additional information, please go to the monsterjampoker.co.za. That is the website that you can get a player's guide And just additional information there.
Fold 150 to call. Fold
So we
150.
see Marco folds his hand out. Imran looking down at Jack 3 suited. The button
To 400.
raises it up to 400k to go. Any up in the small blind here? What is he up to do?
All in.
All in. It's Henny Apple Jams all in.
Nice.
Now, what does Imran do? On the, of course, he's going to fold that Jack 3. Oh, no, sorry. Craig folding his pocket 3s. Imran folding his 7s as well.
I just shoved for more than 30 bigs.
Around 30 less than.
As we are getting dealt in here at the SunBet Poker Tour. Mega Million Day 3, final table. The final 5 players here.
150 to call.
Marco
Fold
under the gun.
150.
He's going to fold.
Raise to 350.
Imran looking at a premium here. Ace Queen in the cutoff. Raises it up to 350k to go.
Fold 350.
The Henny Craig fold out of there. As we are going heads up to a flop here.
Imran definitely the favorite heading into here.
It's the
Comes King 3-6. So nothing out there for Imran. Not much there for Russell either.
About 225.
Right, players, the last time we have on the call on 2 tables. We start
Imran does bet out. And Russell is going to fold. Imran picking up a really nice
we got
part there.
10-4 versus Ace-Jack. Ace-Jack at risk. 10-4 off, sorry. Well, Ace, King, Queen. 10-4. River 10 makes it straight and doubles up. Right, table 11. We've got on the call on the turn. Let's have a look.
They're in the bubble already.
Yeah?
They're in the bubble already.
Ja. Nou, dat gister die hele dag ook gespeeld.
Ace-Jack versus Ace-7. Ace-Jack at risk. Ace,
They're taking many places, eh?
150 to call.
Ace-Jack,
As we look over to another table here
150.
in the little slam.
Ace-9 and Queen.
Oh, looks like a chop there. They are on the bubble there. So playing hand for hand.
Fold 150 to call.
Craig on the button with Queen 6 off. Folded out. So now Russell in the small blind with King 7. Does just make the call. Marco with 5-4. Does just check his option here. Flop coming Queen Ace 9. 2 spades. Nothing for either of them. Goes check, check. Another ace out there now.
Check, check a bet, check,
Check, check once again.
check a bet.
Another ace. Wow.
Quads are good, Russell. Quads are good.
Mark making a joke as he folds. It's a hand with no showdown value. That is, of course, why he folded out there.
So we are getting dealt here to hand 4.
150 to call.
And here we see the payouts. Were posted up in the chat if you guys... Oh, that was in the past live stream.
150 to call.
So Craig looks down at King 8
Yeah.
of hearts.
Call.
Folded out actually. Marco in the
Cut off.
small blind now with 9-7 off. What is he going to opt to do here?
Call. Check a raise. Check.
Imran checks it down. And we see Marco once again with his 9-7. As the flop comes Jack 2-6.
Check a bet.
Neither player connecting with his board here.
Imran
Ooh, Marco does lead out here. Bit of 225,000 and Imran is going to fold. He's queen high.
He's gonna bet anyway, even if you didn't do this. Yeah. I was gonna bet anyway, even if you didn't like it.
Big blind Henny.
Okay, I'm there. Let's do it.
as we see Marco second highest chip stack here.
And Jez, I just want to point out, look at how even those chip stacks are.
Yeah.
Except for Craig, a little bit ahead there. And then Wesley just a tiny bit below. So very, very even. Except for Craig, a bit far ahead. It's Mark with 9-7. Once again, I've seen Marco with this hand so many times now.
I think he does really love it,
Does
Callum.
raise it up. I don't know if he loves it, but he definitely attracts it. Now Henny does fold out his big blind. Marco will take down the blinds with 9-7 offsuit.
Fold 150 to call. Raise to 375.
So we do see another raise from Marco here. Does raise it up with pocket 10s in the cutoff. Up to 2.5 bigs and pocket 4s for Imran on the bottom, on the button. Sorry.
375.
Craig Hartland looks down at 10-7.
Off.
Big blind.
So that there is
Likely fold this one out.
That can't be the little slam.
Fold.
See a flop of 3-5 jack. So nothing out there for either player. Marco does have the better pocket pair here though.
425.
425.
As Marco raises it up to 425k here.
What is Imran going to do with his small pocket pair? He's going to throw that into the middle. And Marco going to pick up a nice pot here. 750,000 chips.
Very nice bet size there. Marco, just a really experienced player here. As he
Indeed.
does take that chip lead from Craig.
Barely 200 ahead.
And I mean, everyone is just close here, Callum.
Yeah, they are really. And I feel like these chips are just going to go between the players
Um,
as they get their hands.
His blind levels are really slow.
Thinking about it.
So,
150 to call.
it's
Oh,
Marco.
9-7 again, dude. He is attracting
playing
that
it
hand.
under the
Wow. It's like a 9-7 trap over there.
Raise 325.
I mean, how is he not getting slightly annoyed looking down at that hand every flipping 5 minutes?
Fold 325.
Because we do see Craig looking down at Ace King here in the small blind.
Imran did raise it up there to 325k.
Oof. And there is the 3 bets.
1,275,000.
Wow, 1.2 million. Dude, that just shows you how big these blinds are. There's only 8.5 bigs, bro.
Sure.
Are getting super deep into the tournament now with these blind levels. Level 21. Yep. Henny sitting on around 83 big blinds. 33. That gives you an idea of how deep we are now. Marco for the win from Rian. A lot of people would love to see that. Taking home 2 trophies would be awesome.
175. Henny. When you're on your phone, please move further back. Ne?
So we see Imran
Okay.
under the gun here with Queen 6. Most likely folded.
Apologies.
150.
150. Fold. 150. Fold.
Henny Apple
Move
is going
further,
to fold
further,
there.
further.
I missed a hand.
Fold. Call. Check
So
over.
now Russell in the small blind with Queen 10 does just limp in. And Marco checking his option here. With 5-4 off as we get an upside down view there.
Check a bet. 200.
The flop comes King 10-8, 2 diamonds. Russell does see bet here. Just bets out and then Marco gonna fold.
Thank you.
We get the chip counts. I mean, they really do not have a lot of big blinds here anymore. I mean, 3 players sitting at just above 30 and below. And Craig definitely a distance in the lead, 55 with Marco. 51.
150 to call.
And as Henny looks down at Ace Jack offsuit under the gun,
Raise.
he is going to raise it up there.
Fold 350.
To 350,000 chips. He's going to fold all the way around to Marco in the small blind. Does fold his A7. Imran, King 10 off in the big blind. What is he going to opt to do?
Fold.
Does also fold.
As Henny picks up 375k there, that little pot. Only 4.9 bigs. Craig Hartland down at 6-3, not suited on the gun, is going to fold. Russell also folding
Ooh,
out
and
of there.
now Marco on the button, waking up with Ace Jack suited.
375.
Raise to 375.
Does raise it up to
Fold 375.
2.5 bigs here. Henny in the big with 4-2 off. What is he going to do? Just fold it out, of course.
Where's your little A7 shove now? Jacobus.
You in trouble, eh? 2-4.
So we do see Imran dropping to the short stack here. Closely followed by Russell Wheatley. These guys have about under 40 bigs here.
Feels fair. Which side do you want? No, that's not. Because either way, you just could be wrong.
Raise to 400.
Make your own destiny.
Fold 400.
As Russell looks on it, Queen Jack suited under the gun. He's going to raise it up to 2.7 bigs here.
Fold 400.
Folding around to Henny Upper in the small blind with Ace 8 suited. Now we might see some action here. Oh, never mind. He does fold out his Ace 8 suited in the small blind. Very interesting move there. Now Craig in the big with his Ace 4 off.
Not a hand that I really love seeing. It's the
As the flop comes Queen 9 6 2 hearts. So Russell does connect top pair. Craig gonna decides to do with his ace high. One heart in his hand, Russell with none. Let's fold it out. Little pickup there for Russell. As I said earlier, I think we're just going to see these chips go back and forth for a while. Until someone does start winning multiple hands and emerges as a bit of a chip leader. We do see the room filling up in the background there for the 40k freeze out, guys. Definitely a tournament to come check out.
Guys, just a reminder, if you do want a little bit more information about the SunBet Poker Tour, do head on over to their website at monsterjampoker.co.za. Where you can find a player guide.
In the small blind with King 2 of hearts. That call here. Does indeed. Now on Russell with ace 10 off in the big. He does raise it up here. And Craig snap calling him with King 2 of hearts.
So we are going heads up to a flop here. Flop comes 8 Queen 5 monotone diamonds.
Yep. Diamonds out there. So Craig, nothing there for Craig whatsoever.
It goes check, check.
Russell's ace high, good at the moment. As well, he has that 10 of diamonds in his hand. Craig does bet out here for 350. Russell with the call. There's a 4 of spades.
Brick.
Yep, so no help. Craig goes check, check. Russell's going to pick up the pot with ace high. As I was saying, we'll be expecting to seeing these chips jump back and forth for a while, as these pay jumps are massive now.
Right, kings versus aces. Kings at risk.
Big blind Markov.
Is this a bubble now? It's been for the last 50 minutes. Oh, the kings is aces, yeah. What's the mid-game? Bubble.
Applause for everybody in the little
Really God, I couldn't remember what cards I had. I don't know if your king was Google.
10k, exactly. And they lasted an
You guys were
hour.
all going when you did the break. We did play 6 hands, so we have below 12 minutes left at this level. Please go enjoy your 1 hour dinner break. During this dinner break, you will 5,000
150 to go.
They deserve it.
Imran looking down at Queen 5 suited under the gun here. He's going to fold.
Ooh, Penny in the cutoff with his King Queen suited.
Let's see what he does here.
Raise it up here.
Does put his chips on the cards. And he is going to raise it up to 350k here.
All the way around. Marco in the big blind.
Any lump in ages.
Carnival City now in front of Joseph.
They don't get pocket twos yet.
Table 9.
As Henny does take down that pot there for about 375k.
Hi. Can you? Yes. Yeah, whereabouts are you? Okay. Can I give you a call tomorrow, please? All right. Okay.
Henny
I'll give you a
Apple
call tomorrow.
looking down
Thanks.
at
Bye.
King 6 under the gun, suited. Does just fold. Craig Hartland looking at 5-4. He's going to fold out.
75 more.
Marco in the small blind.
Looking down at 9-7
once
off.
again.
He does
Wow.
love this hand in the small blind, guys. As we've
I
seen.
don't think that's because he loves the hand. I think that is just because the hand will not leave him here.
No.
I've seen it so many times. Let's just go call check. He heads up to a flop here. It was 3-9-2. So top pair for Marco here.
$150. Fold.
Imran is going to fold out there.
2, 3, 4, 5.
We do see Imran now falling to quite a short stack, I must say.
Yeah, these blinds are really starting to get killer, guys.
Imran just been unable to win a pot in a while. Doesn't mean you can count him out yet.
Can you cash me these as well, please?
Oh,
Yeah. Just give me a stack.
sorry, one of my stacks.
It's Craig under the gun now.
150.
He's going to look down at pocket sevens.
You haven't even used your green ones. How do you know that? Unlock?
So I quite like that pocket pair.
He's going to raise it up here to 400k.
400.
Though it is a middle pair. Folding around to Imran in the small blind with 3-2 off. Gonna fold this out, of course. And now Henny Apple in the big with 8-7 offsuit. Does he
Might be
opt to
looking
defend
to
here?
Set mine.
He does fold here.
Does just pick up the blinds. So we are still on the final 5 players here in the Mega Million final table here at the SunBet Poker Tour.
Fold 150.
So we
Fold 150.
see Marco folding out 6-2, not suited there.
Fold 75 more.
Imran
Fold.
is going to fold on out of there. Craig is just going to pick up the blinds.
With a king to shoot in the big blind. Not a bad hand.
Not yet. I'll talk to him after this.
Big hand.
There was action.
King 10 of clubs.
I should have played. I had 9-4.
Calling a raise, I'm not calling a shove.
I had 9-4. I had live cards.
Marco. 150 to go.
Marco looks down at ace-3 off there under the gun.
375.
He does raise it up here.
375.
2.5 bigs.
375.
Now Imran in the cutoff with ace-8 of clubs. Now what does he opt to do here? Does fold it out.
375.
Near up or folding out his ace-5 suited. Craig Hartland in the small blind, folding out as well. Folds all the way around back to Marco.
And I think we have just taken the blinds down about 4 times in a row.
Yep.
Big blind.
Not much action on this table. I mean, his pay jumps are massive here.
Leaving tomorrow.
Stakes are high.
People playing very, very tight here.
I mean, look at that beautiful trophy in the middle, in the background. You're also playing for that right there.
These roads are bad at night, eh? Lemmy, I said these roads are bad at night.
Oh, yeah. I wouldn't want to go drive at night.
So if you play this 40k and you go deep, you definitely struggle.
Imran is still in the short stack here.
Dude, not getting any hands that he can try and double up with.
150. Fold 75. Fold, check a raise.
So we see Russell Wheatley calling there in the small blind.
Now
Jack 2 off.
Marco with King Jack off in the big blind. Looks like he's going to raise it up. He does indeed, and a snap fold from Russell. So Marco just going to take down the blind there.
Big blind.
So we are getting dealt in here.
150 to call. Fold 150 to call.
Ace Jack suited for Craig in the cutoff. He does raise this up to 400,000, 2.7, and a call from Russell. Wheatley on the button with Ace 10 off, and Marco also looks like may come along here with pocket fives.
Maybe going for a little set mine here.
Does indeed make the call. Price can also just hold against these aces, Ace Jack and Ace 10.
Fold.
So we are going 3 ways to a flop.
Finally, we are seeing a flop here.
Yeah, wow.
It's taken a while on this final table.
As the flop comes 8,
Oof.
9, 10.
So now an open ender for Craig and top pair for Russell. Now Marco pretty much dead in the water here.
Fold.
Does fold out of his hand. Good fold by him. Now what does Craig do with his open ender? Does make the call here. Off to a river.
King
King. So no help here for Craig.
does increase
400.
his out though.
No, it doesn't. Same outs. Still that open-ended straight draw. We'll come along with that though. That is enough for him to make the call. River is the 8. Oh wait, never mind. I thought that was one of his outs. It was 7. Sorry. Is Craig missing his draws? There's check. Russell gonna take it down with his pair of 10s.
Nice little pot there for Russell.
Dude.
Brannick, a little update on the Little Slam. They
So-
are on dinner break right now.
Yep, they made it to the money. So they have left for a dinner break now. So now Craig under the gun looking at pocket jacks.
We know the pocket jiggies
Yep,
are rather
and-
dangerous.
And we get Russell betting out of turn.
Raise to 375.
So Russell did raise out of turn there with King Jack off. So Russell raising up to 375. Russell has to call here. Folding around to Henny Apple in the big blind. The A7 off, what does he opt to do with that? Gonna throw this one in maybe? Oh, he could defend his big blind here with this. See what he decides. Decides to fold. Now Jack's up against King Jack. Russell's only out is a king, and it comes 6-4 ace. No help out there for Russell.
Yes,
Only outs are kings.
150.
So Russell does have all 3 kings in the deck here.
Craig gonna be barreling here. Another 4.
150.
Keeps Russell's out the exact same, and Russell does fold out here. So we can see some frustration there from him as he's going to get a one-hand penalty here, unfortunately,
You're lucky they used
due
to
to
give
the betting
final
out of
table
turn.
3.
Oh, really?
It'd be the stupidest thing ever, because that's when you're like the shortest handed, and you would have to play blinds and you wouldn't be able to see your cards. 1, like, before the money. 2, when you were in the money, you get 2 2-hand penalty.
And
And
a 3 on the
3 on the
final.
final table. It's the dumbest thing I think I've ever seen in my life. And this place does some stupid stuff. Onthou jy as jy final tafel gemaak het en jy het 'n fout
Yeah,
gemaak.
thanks.
So jy moes 'n 3-hand penalty kry.
Where?
Terug nie daar.
En vroeger net een.
Wel in die money 2 en dan voor die money.
You
1.
said to me the second revive is a
Yeah,
lucky
yeah,
one.
There was a rare
So we do not see Russell's cards here. He's forced to fold out. Marco Queen 2 off on cutoff.
Jy's amper guaranteed om jou big blind te verloor as jy 3 hande verloor. En jy's
Now
vaak.
Imran raising it up to 400,000 with Jack 7 off. Now Henny Apple in the small blind with Queen Jack. He's going to fold it out there. Ooh, and Craig wakes up in the big blind with Ace Queen off. What does he opt to do here? Possibly going to see a 3-bet from the big blind. He's just going to go along with the call.
Good mate.
Looks like
4 million.
He makes it 2 million to go.
You gave me a penalty.
what are those green chips? Are those?
I
I
think those are millions.
Yeah,
Folds.
indeed.
No, he's glad I gave him a penalty.
Power of the green chip.
As we do see the green chip has entered the chat.
Watch those back later. I said watch those
He
back.
just has.
And we just got confirmation that yes, the green chip is 1 million in chip value.
So you just had like an X both times.
So Imran looking pretty short compared to the rest of the table here, except for maybe any Apple. That's not pretty high up there. At over 50 bigs.
As we are seeing these rotations of blinds slowly killing players.
Trickle.
Indeed, Imran just not taking down enough pots with his short stack. He's unable to put pressure.
Raise 350.
Does raise it up here though in the cutoff with King 9 off. Any folding out.
350.
Taking the small blind with Ace 2 off. Does make the fold.
350. Oh,
Russell does defend his big blind with Queen 4 off.
check a bet. Check a bet.
As the flop comes 2-6-3 and we check round. As we see another 2 come on the turn.
Check a bet.
So it goes check check once again. There's a 7.
Check a bet.
Neither player connecting with
Checks
his
all the
board
way down.
whatsoever. So here, I'm going to show his king, and it is good. He's going to take a tiny little pot there.
What did he have?
King 9,
No, what did he have?
Queen 4.
Awesome.
As we do see our opener winner
He defended his big
Chap leading once again on another feature table, final
course.
table.
Playing some really, really good poker since the start of this SunBet Poker Tour. He's doing awesomely.
Just running away this series, really.
150 to call. Fold. 150 to call.
Any upper looking down at ace queen here in the cutoff. Definitely going to be looking to raise it up here.
Raise 350.
It does raise it up
And
to
he got some coaching in the break.
350,000 here.
Call 350.
And he got some coaching in the break, no limping.
Fold 350.
Holding around. But Craig did call on the button. And now Marco in the big blind with King Jack suited does make the call here. So we're actually going three ways to...
Check. Check a bet. Check. Check a bet.
Right, dealers and players in the 3K of lines of 366. You can shuffle up the
450.
366.
450.
So Marco does hit top pair
Call 450.
with his king kicker. Craig also hitting top pair but with a 10 kicker.
Check a bet.
So we
Check a bet.
see the turn come at 2. What does Marco opt to do here?
Check. Check a bet.
And now
Check.
Craig hits his flush on the river. Marco
1 million.
maybe letting him get there.
He makes it
Oh,
1
and
million.
Marco
Marco
does
is going to
snap
call.
Ooh, showing him the bad news that he let him get there, unfortunately. Really unlucky for Marco there.
Miles it.
The power of the green chip.
Indeed, now Craig Hartland almost at that
King Jack suited.
10 million chip count, as we can see. 65 bigs for him. 2 players sitting around 40, Marco and Russell, and the other 2 just under 30.
So we do see an aggression frequency there.
Right, good evening and welcome to players that are here for the 40K freeze out. We are now about to begin. Dealers, your button is in the 9 seat. Your blinds are 500 on the small, 500 on the big, and 500 on the big.
And he looking down an A7 off under the gun.
Will be 14
Fold that out.
Fold 75.
late registration.
Goes around to Marco in the small blind with Queen 10 off. Asking Imran how much he has behind him.
It's fine, it's fine. I'm all in. All in.
All in.
As Marco does jam all in.
All in.
Ooh, and a call from Imran with I thought it was a call.
Nice hand, Craig.
I saw the all in button go out there, but then that was just for Marco. Wow.
Looks like I'm going to have to
Would have been a very, very interesting call with 4-3 off.
or at least to be even.
Does this fold? Marco going to pick up that big blind.
Yeah, likes his second even. Great.
It's Craig under the gun looking down at ace 4 of hearts. Having some chips, maybe looking to raise this one up.
Raise. 3. 25.
He
Fold.
does
25.
2.2 bigs here. Marco on the button, quickly off, does fold it out. Imran in the small blind, ace 2 off. He's probably going to fold here. As he does indeed, and folds all the way around. So Craig's just going to pick up those blinds. These blinds are massive, so a nice little pick up there for Craig. We do see him hit that 10 million chip mark now.
The ace of clubs is the worst club as well.
You have king jack with a king of clubs.
No, king jack of hearts, but the ace of clubs like your most obvious flush draw.
Alright. 150 to go. Fold 150. Fold 150. Fold 75 more. Call check raise.
So, any does make the call here with ace 3 off. Craig in the big. Ooh, and now the flop comes king 8 jack, 2 spades. Craig connecting middle pair.
Check up,
Check.
check.
Goes check, 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 check. And the river comes a 4. So Craig
Check.
with that 8. It's very likely good here.
Check.
Let's go check, check again.
Thanks,
Craig's
Mara.
8 is good.
Okay. $150 fold.
So we see
150.
Imran looking down at king 8 suited in the cutoff.
All in.
Slams all in.
Does indeed. Any with 10-6 suited. Gonna fold out here.
2 4 5 2 4 2 5
2 3.
Folding to the big blind.
2 3 7 5.
Goes all in with 20 big blinds there.
Who? Imran.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Yes, I wish you hadn't have done that.
Russell throwing in some time banks. Looks like he definitely has a hard choice here.
2,075.
Not sure what he's got. Has thrown all of his time banks into the middle so he can really take his time with this decision.
Can you show me?
Really curious to see what he has here. Using up a lot of those time banks, I must say. Must be in a really, really tough spot. And if he is, then he definitely should be calling here. I mean, he's only jamming with king 8 suited. But of course, Russell doesn't know that.
He's going to muck it.
Jesus, I would buy his hand right now.
We get ace 10 off. Does fold.
Imran is going to take down the blinds there.
Ace 10.
It's crazy to think that 3 million is now only 20 big blinds.
Half your stack.
It's not half a stack, it's a quarter of his stack.
Blinds really are getting
And
massive.
if he doubles me up, you know, it changes everything. So nothing wrong.
What did you have?
If you're in that same spot,
Imran, what did you have?
With 2 million, I fucking snap you.
I had a suited king,
Yeah, well, king queen suit or king jack suit.
something like that. You were ahead, but I mean, do you really want to flip for this?
Imran, I thought you had.
It's not a flip, it's 60-40. Russell, don't let him talk to you like this.
What?
60-40.
I want you to actually call me.
I would love to. Fuck. Fucking snap you.
Some
right?
banter on the table between Mahako and Imran. As
Well, ace
Henny
ten is
Apple
folded.
wakes up
Ace
to
nine gets folded.
ace jack suited
Probably gets-
in the cutoff.
That's mine.
Does make the raise. Now Craig in
Boys on my big
with
blind.
ace 10 off. Does make the call on the button.
50.
Holding on to Marco with 5-3 off. Of course, he is maybe thinking about going all in here, Jez. Strikes, he does fold it out there. It's 5-3 off. Throwing that hand in the bin. Your heads up to a flop.
The flop comes Jack King 2.
Check,
So Henny does connect with middle pair. Craig gets nothing on this board.
check a bet, check,
Checks,
check.
checks.
Check, check, check.
check a bet.
Just gonna check down again. This is gonna be the second time. No, so now Henny does bet with his jack. Craig tanking here with just his ace high.
Is it?
350.
Does make the call and Henny gonna show him the jack there.
6 minuten. Maar als je beginnen voor de... Ik denk dat ik het anders speel.
That was my €1 call for the
Any
week. Okay, any.
does pick up
Iemand krijgt.
1-8. But there.
Maar dat is wel een picture. Maar het is allemaal zo diep. Dat is al...
Big blind.
Ik denk die volgende level dan wordt het interessant. Daar diep, dan kunnen ze dik hier rond.
Small blinds.
What did he show? Not flush.
What?
Just no, jack high. Is there a jack on the board? Thank you very much.
Second pair.
Yeah.
150 to call. Fold 150 to call. Fold 150.
Folding all the way around to Marco in the small blind with his ace-5 suited. What are we going to see from him here up against Imran in the big blind? Maybe he'll decide to put some pressure on this short stack. He is grabbing some chips.
Call, check a
Does
raise.
just call here.
Imran.
Ace-3 off in the big.
All in. Fold.
Imran jams all
I
in.
thought you were going to do that.
Marco snap folds.
Oh, hands like that. Ace 3 off is good. Calling a shove? Calling a shove? What a good shoving.
Fold 150.
So we
Fold.
do see Russell Wheatley picking up a nice
75
pair
more.
of pocket kings here.
That is can. Feel okay.
The cutoff. He's going to raise it up to one big blind.
You're lamping on many doubles.
It just calls there. Dumps in with his pocket kings. Very, very interesting. Now
Henny
Henny
up here.
up or in the big blind. King 10 off.
Wie is ek shove en ek dubbel hom op. Dat's ek net reg pas. As jy liewer staat jy met jump en iemand anders so. Ja, en ek die laaste 3 keer opgery.
We'll make a call here.
So we see the flop come 9-6-4.
Yep.
I said the grind.
Rainbow.
Nothing out there for anyone. Russell with that huge overpair though. Does bet 2 bigs. Falls all the way around. So Russell.
Yeah, I had one of your hearts.
I don't need an out.
Want someone to have a 9 there, that's all you want. Money in the bank.
If I flop 2 pairs, it's bye-bye for me.
Yep, Shelley. Craig is doing very, very well.
Yeah.
as we are getting dealt in here. Still the final 5 players here in the Mega Million.
Fold 150, fold 75 more.
At the final table. So Henny is most likely going to fold you in the small blind.
Every hand.
He does.
Fold, check or raise.
Just decide to call here. Blind versus blind, and Craig with king 4 suited.
Hard to win
Does
it.
check his option.
As the flop comes Jack Ace 9 Rainbow.
Check or best.
This card is an 8.
175, fold.
It's very difficult to win the hand when you once you say it's difficult to win this hand.
Goes check.
It makes
Henny
it
does
more
bet.
difficult.
Picks up about 500k there.
I hate him.
Henny is one of the shortest stacks here, Callum.
Is indeed now. Not too short though. Very little action on this table, as we do have very big pay jumps.
I don't want to jinx it. We haven't seen many like big coolers on this final table. Like
Yeah.
Ace King versus Queen.
Marco,
I don't want to jinx it.
150
same
to
thing.
fold.
Yeah, 10-8 suited under the gun.
That would be awful. 375.
Gonna raise it up.
375, fold. 375.
Henny Apple getting down a Queen Jack.
Fold.
The button is going to fold.
Been folding a lot of pretty decent hands.
375,
Don't think he likes calling
fold.
his raises too much. Doesn't have premium. I think he definitely wants that post flop advantage. This comes 10-8-4. So Russell with an open ender here, and Marco
600.
smashing 2 pair on the flop. Russell putting out there. Now what's Marco going to do with top 2?
1.5?
Does raise it up here.
Raise
Gonna get the fold out of Marco's.
1.5.
or 1.5.
Russell's draw, possibly.
Snapkowski over here.
Russell does this.
1.5.
Snapkowski.
Snapkowski.
Snapko Marco there. And it comes at 10. So now Marco with the boat. 10's full of 8s, and Russell
800.
bulleting into him once again. Wow. Marco with the absolute nuts on this board. Must be feeling absolutely amazing with this. Trying to look like he is tanking here.
How much?
8.
Dude, he's putting up proper good act.
800.
And he does jam all in here. Russell's not going to come along though, it's just a jack high. But very, very well played pot by Marco here.
Check a bet.
Oh, so Marco did just call. I thought he jammed there, sorry. Marco playing this hand very, very slow and very well. He knows Russell's going to carry on barreling into him, which he does here on the river, betting 900,000. Now what does Marco decide to do with 3 clubs out there?
Surely he jams here.
Still he has that boat. I doubt we'll see a jam. But,
2.6.
yep, he does go for the raise.
2.6.
Now Russell, a little bit worried. Russell does hit his straight with that 7 there.
Yes.
Russell does hit his straight with that
He
7 there,
does.
Jez. I completely missed that. So now Russell with a jack high straight.
I've got him.
Marco, wow, waited for a perfect time to
He's putting me all in.
fire a raise. Wow, really waited for Russell to get there. But there's nothing he can get as Marco does have the nuts. Oh, Russell thinking, yeah. And he does make the call, and Marco shows him the nuts. Wow. Marco really, really played that hand fantastically, I must say, Jez. Wow.
9 million chip value pot there. That was massive.
He allowed Russell to make the straight so that he could get his boat paid off. Wow, what a play by him there. Barely waited till the last second to bet out.
Unlucky, Russell. Yeah.
Nice hand, Marcus.
Nice flop. Very nice turn.
You get bet into.
Big blind,
How does it
200,
happen?
100, small
We were
blind.
asking those questions earlier. I'm not blind.
Small blind. Big blind must fold. 200.
You're a rich man. You guys think I could have folded there.
Big.
As we do see Marco now chip leading, not
200.
by too much. It's Russell Wheatley sitting at around 575k here.
Fold 200. Fold 200.
Leaders presently 3,000, 3,000 of blinds up. 400, 800, 800. 488,
400. Fold 400. Two more.
As we see Craig looking down at ace king in the button. He's going to raise it up to 2 big blinds. As the blinds have gone up again to 100k, 200k, 200k. And Marco is going to defend his big blind here. Make the call. As the flop comes 7 jack 9.
Check. Check a bet. Check.
Goes check
a
check.
bet.
Eight of clubs comes on the turn. What does Marco opt to do here?
$325. Folds.
So 325 to go, and Craig is going to fold out of that hand.
Two. 2. $200 to call.
What are you guys just saying?
natural 8.
Carl, I think I did
Fold 200 to fold.
mention that he had that open ender there.
Fold. 200.
so lucky that Ginger says Brannick.
Find it.
All in fold.
I think he played that actually really well. Yeah, Carl, sorry if I did mess up and say just jack high.
Also,
I
if
did
you're not
mention he had an
folding
open
hands,
ender earlier.
In the
Just completely left my mind when I saw Marco fill up.
Daai vorige hand. Is dit? Dit sal siek wees. Wie sê dit? Ek gaan maar kyk. Ek gaan nie te veel aan vasreed nie, maar dit sal interessant wees. Nee, ek dink hy vat net wat langer gekom is om op te sit. Daai vorige hand ek net 6-2 is.
We are heading into hand number 35 here. Russell Wheatley is looking very short stacked.
to call.
As Craig does look down at pocket 5s.
Raise to
Under the gun,
500.
yeah.
Folds, 500.
Raises it up to 500k. So it folds round to our small blind. He's looking down at 9-3. He's going to fold.
500k chip.
Any apple. Come down at ace-6. He's going to make the call.
You check that, Kenny. Oh, check.
So we
check.
do see the flop come 2-9 queen, 2 clubs. So it goes check check. So we see a 3 of clubs come out on the turn. checks down once again.
Check a bet. Check. Check a bet.
Comes D7 on the river. It's going to go check, check. And Craig's 5s are going to hold there. A lot of checking going on here, Callum. We are seeing a lot of pots just being checked down the whole way.
Marco with 12 million chips, I must say, doing really, really well on this Mega Million final table. Replicating exactly how he played almost in that opener. Some very, very good poker.
Almost right. Close. What there were 50 for some reason.
Sweet. Do you see Russell Wheatley looking down at Jack 10 under the gun?
Fold.
He's going to
200.
make the
Fold it
fold.
200.
So is Marco. Imran looking down at Queen 6.
Russell is super, super short now. Down to 400,000.
Henny looking down at Ace King.
Whew.
All in.
Jams all in. Does not look like Craig or Imran are going to be coming along.
All in. Fold.
Let's see this one. Ace Reagan is shoving. I had an ace there.
You're too good. The one you don't shove. The one you don't shove, you're still surviving.
I should actually.
Shove, you get lucky. You're back in the game.
No, I don't need
Guys, just a reminder, if you guys do want to follow the socials, it is on Facebook and Instagram at Monster Jam Poker.
Can't always fold this thing.
Go give them a follow, get more notifications and alerts on what's happening down here at the SunBet Poker Tour.
So Marco raising it up under the gun here with Queen 9 off. I'm gonna put some pressure on his opponents here with shorter stacks.
Imran with a mystery hand here.
It might look like he is counting his chips for something. Trying to decide what to do here. Facing Marco's raise as the chip leader. Just grabbing those chips now. Just looks like we do see a fold out here from Imran.
Fold, fold.
And Henny Upper folding Ace
Okay.
King
Fold.
on
Fold.
the button.
Don't know why he folded that.
Unless that was a overlay bug, because you did have that hand last round.
Yeah.
Definitely could be that.
6. 160.
ace twos.
Only problem is you're hitting the blinds. Huh? Only problem is you're hitting the blinds.
But besides that, I've got all the players behind me. Raise UTG.
And he's shorting you. That doesn't matter if the blinds come through.
Uh, 200.
As Imran does look down at 7 deuce under the gun.
200 folds.
Henny Apple is going to fold out.
Fold, fold.
And Marco with the walk.
Fold.
Russell Wheatley looking at about 3.5 bigs. More than 3. Probably about 3.9 bigs here.
A blind space. Henny, are you within tables when you the first card? 100, 200.
Yeah, so Russell in a really, really tough spot here with, like you said, just over 3 bigs.
200 to call. Fold. 200 to call.
It's Craig in the cutoff with ace-6 of hearts.
Raise to 400.
He's going to raise it up here. Now Russell on the button with king-9 suited. He's going to fold that hand out. Marco with 9-6.
Re-raise 1.5.
Wow.
Re-raises
Marco.
to 1.5 million,
Marco
yeah.
3-best is a bluff. I mean, we did see him play exactly like this in the opener. Putting a lot of pressure on other players' raises when he notices some weakness. I'm not sure how much there was there from Craig. And Craig does realize that Marco's trying to put a fast one here. Making a call. Now Marco in a bit of a tough spot with his 6 dominated here. As the flop comes 8, 9, 10. So Marco does make top pair with a gutter.
Check.
Craig
1.5.
also with that gutter. If that gutter does hit, it will be a chop. Of course. Oh, Craig actually betting into this pot with, sorry, and second middle pair for Marco, not top. Craig bets 1.5. What is Marco going to do with his pair of 9s here? Craig actually might get Marco out of this pot.
Fold.
Marco does fold here. Really, really, really well played by Craig. And he's going to show him the bluff. Oh, that is a rough one for Marco. Marco's definitely going to feel that one. He was the only one who had a piece of that board.
It's Craig and Marco both equalizing here for the chip lead. Russell still in a very short stack position here. Imran not far behind. As Craig looks down at ace-10, not suited on the gun. Maybe looking to raise it up here.
Raise to 400. Fold.
Raises it to 2 bigs.
Fold.
Russell and Marco are both going to fold out of there. So is Imran.
200 more.
Henny Apple with Marco's favorite hand.
9-7. Looks like he is thinking about defending here. Ooh, yeah, he does indeed. Heads up to a flop. That is 5-4-4. Craig's ace high best at the moment.
250.
Henny is going to fold out of it, and Craig is just going to pick up 700k there.
And Jez, I must say, Craig and Marco are running away with these chips. Just like I said, it was going to bounce for a bit, and then a person, but it is 2 people now exposing themselves as the chip leaders here.
I mean,
Russell is still super, super short, and his blinds are approaching him.
it's about
Craig.
400k for blinds now. So Russell could be, well, 200k. So
Yeah.
if you add the antes together with the big blind, then you get about
200k blind,
400k.
200k ante. But yeah, indeed, really, really tough spot here. Just looking to jam.
Fold.
There's going to fold.
Any hand he can get. Marco with pocket threes.
Maybe looking to go mining a bit.
And I must say, Imran with only 6 bigs as well.
I have to slam it all in here.
They are really, really short. And Imran does jam with his pocket 9s against Marco. In the cutoff with his pocket 3s.
Fold, and all you need is 1,275,000.
What do you mean?
What is
I'm
Marco?
not next. I can't set my side.
Marco calls the all in here. So Imran's tournament risk at life if Marco was to hit the 3. But Imran is way ahead right now. Hopefully looking to double up here. You see that?
You have both covered as well.
Wait, 1 second. Do I have...
Wait.
This is mine, right?
Mine, wait.
So Imran's pocket 9s are way ahead at the moment. Marco does cover him. It's potential.
The flop comes
6
9,
queen
6
9.
queen.
So he does flop that set, Imran. Marco pretty much drawing dead. Does indeed.
Hard. Yeah, give him hard.
Oh, imagine running
I
king.
always miss.
You're supposed to have ace king there all day.
So Imran does pick up a nice little pot there with his trips.
Button move, ne? 1,175,000.
So we do see the big blind is about to hit Russell Wheatley here.
Indeed, it is. He has to jam this hand practically.
Well, I mean, the big blind is going to be taking away 400k from him. Then next hand, the small blind
Basically
is
forcing him
100k.
to jam either this hand or the next one. Just need to pick his spot very, very carefully. It's really rough that he's under the gun now as well. So he will be jamming into 4 people.
If it's meant to be, it's meant to be.
Even if I had aces, I lose.
200.
Marco looks down at
200.
Oh, wait, so the blind is on Russell now, sorry. So Imran looking down at ace-jack in the cutoff.
Raise to 500.
Raises it up quite heavily, basically forcing Russell all in here. And Russell making the call. So we have ace-jack up against king 9. Oh no, not king 9, sorry. Against ace 3.
Horrible. Nobody's
So
rooting for
Imran
you.
dominating Russell here.
That's how I like a lot more than Imran. He bought me.
1 million.
That's not good, eh? Not good at all.
Russell's only outs are 3s.
1 million.
To aunt me again.
How do you feel about
Stop
this?
sweating,
How do you
please.
feel about this?
Short stack.
I don't think I folded. I
Fold it at 3.
I want you to win this.
1 delay.
To be honest, no. It's better for me to aim if I am.
the flop comes out
Yeah, I had 1 3.
7, 8 king.
No help out there for Russell. Imran still ahead.
Oh.
4 of spades.
I don't mind you.
Russell's only outs those 3s, 2 outs one time. The other one was folded. And there is the
Comes
3 for Russell.
I'm so
Wow.
sorry.
On the river, Russell is going to
I
double up.
I don't want you to until the river comes. No, until the river came, then I go. I guess I don't mind if you win. Oh, it's so sick.
That's what
Super rough one for Imran there.
Stupid, I want to fucking
As Russell does get a nice double up.
really love him. Actually, I've got 10 more. I love him. This is great for me.
It's part of the game, man. You can't handle this. Why play?
I did not feel that coming. Did you really fold the 3? Wow.
pretty sure it was this hand. Pretty sure. I think I had a 3.
As we do see the short stack staying alive here.
It's a good game now if that was here.
Now he is equal with
10's the
Imran,
whole fucking, that's it.
just over the 10 big blind mark.
We get Henny out, we do a 3-way chop, and we fuck off. I don't know what you and Craig want to do, but that's it.
Lucky.
I said we get Henny out, and me, you and Craig just chop it out.
So Imran looking down at queen 4 under the gun.
Why can't the 3 come the hand before? If it's a 2 out anyway, let it just come on the hand before that.
Fold 200.
Around to Craig on the button with Jack 9 off here. Just fold that out, folding all the way around. And Marco is going to take a walk.
What are you talking about? He has to turn.
Queen 2.
He's going to take his blinds back.
Be happy with that.
Dave? Oh, Uber's included in the rate. Who's it for? This is me.
Blind split, small and big blind.
Thank you.
$200 to come. Fold, 100 more.
All in?
All in.
Ooh.
All in call, ne?
Wow, so Marco jamming pocket 3s and Imran with pocket 4s.
Call.
The exact same hand for Marco. And he is
Let's
getting
see
beat
the
again
five
right now.
Let's see.
Fuck off, guy. Cover Imran. So if he was somehow to hit 3 this time,
It's coming.
that would be
Yeah.
Imran's
Can we sort
human
out
life
money
at
first?
risk.
Yeah.
575, 1,575,000.
Where's that 3 on the
All in
river?
call, ne?
Who's got threes?
You need the 3 on the river.
Who's got threes?
Huh? No.
I think a lot of players are going to be rooting for a 3 so that they can see a nice page up here.
Let
We're
out.
off to a flop that comes
No, I'm just fixing the
Yeah,
pot.
please, wait.
ace
Yeah.
2
People's
jack.
eyes are here, please.
No help for Marco there.
Still no cloud. Like
There's a 9 of spades. Imran looking in good shape here, off to a river. There's a 9 of clubs. So Imran will double up again. That is twice now. Marco's run his 3s into a better pocket pair for Imran.
I needed that one.
Marco now down to 8
He's
million
chip leading this
chips.
table here.
Cockroach.
Marco now down to 8 million chips and Imran up to 4.3. It's almost even with Henny Apple. Russell still our short stack. Does have over 10 bigs now though, at least for him.
Last back, about to right.
Guys, just a reminder there that the first place for this tournament does take home 640,500 rand.
That is a lot of money, I must say.
Sometimes it's just a tournament, you know.
So
Insane.
these players are playing for a very large stake here.
I don't mind losing flips against you.
That's why we see them really tightening up.
200.
So Craig is gonna fold out there under the gun.
Marco with Queen Jack suited on the button. Going to be looking to raise this up.
All in.
And he does jam all in.
All in fold.
Folds around to Henny here. So ace 3 suited and he does fold it off. So Marco going to pick up those blinds. Blinds are massive now. There's wow. I mean, if you make a raise and everyone folds out, you pick up 500,000 chips. Just a huge pickup.
Yeah, these blinds really do mean something here in these final tables. Players really fighting for them.
Thanks.
Was that your trophy? Engraved already.
It's where they'll give Henny my trophy. That's.
Eh?
It's where they're giving Henny my trophy. That's the. That's
Fold. 200 to call. Fold. Call. Oh, 4. Ace to 4.
I also had call, but it's fine.
4.
So Imran looking down at Queen 10 suited on the button here is going to raise it up to 2 big blinds. Craig Hartland looking at a perfect 7 deuce there. Natural 9.
Fold.
Yep. So of course he's going to fold it out. So Imran going to pick up those blinds once again. I mean, that is a massive pickup of 500,000 chips, as you were saying. These blinds are massive, guys.
Can I have 2.5%?
Still at 5 players.
I'll think about it. Send an email.
The four doublers I've given you have been fucking painful.
Why do you think I have you sitting here working for me?
I'll take my 15
I think,
change.
guys, we are just waiting for that pivotal moment, and then I think we're going to be seeing a lot of action on this final table.
Race 450 for 450.
125 for 12 minutes.
So Marco does raise it up to
Jy
450,000.
het twee kaarte gehad.
Falls
Not
around
even
to
getting
Craig
one.
here
Nowhere.
in a small blind with ace-2 off. Fold it out. Russell with queen-7 suited in the big blind. Does make the call here. Russell is our short stack at the moment. Comes queen for Jack. So top pair for Russell, and he jams all in.
I wasn't angling. Yeah, okay, yeah.
Now, Marco does have an open ender here, and he does make the call. So we do have Russell's tournament life at risk, but he is ahead at the moment, Liz, with top pair of the queen. Just needs to dodge any ace or 9 or king here.
Again, nobody's rooting for you. It's Carnival.
Everybody
Marco
wants
with
a
a
9.
ton of outs, and we do see the
See the
9.
nines.
So Marco with the straight, and Russell is dead. Wow.
He's out of this
Very,
tournament here in
very,
fifth.
very unfortunate for Russell there.
Very, very unfortunate. We did see Russell playing some amazing poker here in the
Indeed, we
SunBet
did.
Poker Tour Mega Million. He is the Mega Million 5th place finisher. Gonna take home quite a bit of cash there.
Very unfortunate to see him leaving us.
Yes, guys, we do drop down to the final 4
Would have liked to win
of the feature table.
my position on Heartland, it's fine.
Thanks, man.
Leave it to Hen, yeah?
I think I was saying earlier about the 3 of us. Would you guys be keen for that, do you think? Yeah.
The button is here, no? That button.
Sounds like they were maybe thinking about an ICM deal there. It did go down to 3 people. I don't know, I could be very wrong.
As we are getting dealt in here, the final 4.
I might be the next weakest link.
200.
I fucking hope. It's not.
Fold. 200.
So we do have Henny folding under the gun, as well as Craig. Oh, and here we have an interview from our Mega Million 5th place finisher.
It was tough. The whole tournament was tough. It's but that's what you expect in a tournament.
And first final table?
No, I've had a final table before.
And how was the quality of play at this final table?
It's the best players in South Africa, so what can you expect?
And what else? Are we going to see you in other tournaments in the series
Now I've got other stuff to do, but you'll see me again.
And who do you think is going to take it down and why?
I think Marco. He's just got so much talent. He's a playmaker. It's just Marco, I think, will take it.
Congratulations, well done, and we look forward to seeing you at the future series.
Thank you very much.
There we do hear from our 5th place finisher, Russell. And we will be seeing him at the next series. Unfortunately, that is his Carnival City series done. And he thinks Marco will end up taking this final table down, which is not a bad bet. Like you said, Marco with a lot of talent and a playmaker, as he said. What do you guys in chat think? Who do you think will take this down now that we are down to the final 4 here?
Raise to 500.
As Craig Hartland looks down at pocket queens under the gun.
Does indeed raise it up to 500,000. Now Imran with ace 10 off in the small blind.
He leads on the flop, I raise, he calls, turn comes at 10, I've got both, I've got none. He leads again, I call, river come, Russell, river 7, so he makes a straight, he leads up from 900 into 4 million. I make it 2.6.
Marco talking about
Leave him on a bit left, so he's come.
turned
Now I've
nuts.
got like 13.
So we do hear a little bit of reasoning there from one of the hands that Marco did take down against Russell.
Monster. Big monster. Ace king under the bed.
Almost shoved, eh?
You get snapped like a twig.
Oh, you have over? You have one
I
over.
had one over.
You both had ace. Oh, you had an ace. You're alive.
King was coming, guaranteed. Guaranteed.
Mark and Caitlin are here. God, I believe. I do see Caitlin sitting at the entrance of the venue. Not quite sure where Mark is. Why are you asking?
200 to come. Fold 200. Raise to 400.
So we see Imran looking down at king 3 in the button. He's going to raise it up to 400k here to go.
Does indeed. I'll be seeing players playing with a lot wider of a range here now that we are down to 4-handed.
Kings over jacks, eh?
And I must say, Craig and Marco definitely dominating so far with their 11 million chip stacks.
Like 100 messages at 10-8 hand. Like, must be nice. Must be nice to be you, like his plans have go.
You could have shoved there and got everything.
You think so? I don't think so. I think he would have made hero folded. If it wasn't a club, I would have.
He's also a vacuum.
Me? Yeah, I was fucking jumping the draw. I was like, any card below a 10, please.
and you
Run under the gun with ace 6 off.
I was hoping he shoves with like 4, like 8 or something. I don't think I can shove. I also want to leave him with a bit so he's like comfortable making the call.
As we are joined in the booth here by Daniel Scott.
Hello everyone. It's a pleasure to have you again.
Yeah. Sad to be in the commentary booth because that means
Yeah,
that means I busted everything.
Same as Tanzania. I've got
Yeah,
position, but
I was running pretty deep in the little slam, and then I got in a huge hand with Clayton, and
so
I ended up getting stacked. Kings versus 8-2 suited.
Jeez,
and he flopped 2 pair after defending this big.
Really, really rough there.
So we are seeing a lot of ICM strategies here. This table has been folding around a lot.
Oh, no, that thing means it. It's definitely safe will be 20.
I think as a shorter stack here, you can loosen your range and try to steal as many big blinds as possible. Because obviously the big stacks do want to compete for heads up, so they don't really want to lose that a significant chip lead by calling off a shorter stack. Yeah, and also you won't really see Marco and Craig getting involved at all as the two chip leaders.
And it's all in, but we're going to see who's going to win. No, pocket threes are dog shit, don't shove them.
Any apple.
Ace 3 is good.
Just looking down at some mystery cards there under the gun. Is going to fold.
Fold 100 more.
All in.
All in.
Now Marco jamming all in with 7-5 of hearts. Into Imran, who does make the fold, of course, 10-2 off.
I love the pressure that Marco's applying, especially with hands like they can flop well.
Nice roll though.
And Imran's calling range is so tight there.
The difference in games we're playing right now is crazy.
Marco, we did see this exact play from him in the opener, applying a ton of pressure to the shorter stacks with his huge stack.
That's what he does so well,
yeah.
Especially on these final tables. He applies the maximum amount of pressure, and he also gets the max out of that pressure.
Yeah.
These jumps are insane.
Craig looking down at king 3, not suited under the gun. He's going to fold out.
All in.
Marco jamming ace 9 off, again applying that pressure.
Yeah, I think
Not
that's
too
fine.
up or-
Jam.
Yep.
Heine knows he's probably jamming quite wide. I think he might think about calling here.
It does just fold.
As we are looking at the final four here of the Mega Million SunBet Poker Tour final table. Day 3. We did have a starting stack of around 300k.
I mean, what a jump up to 12 million.
Yeah, it's crazy to think that the blinds are a starting stack.
Yeah, indeed, it is.
Fold
That's
200.
massive.
Raise to 400.
You see Imran raise on the button with King 2 suited up to 400,000, 2 bigs.
Fold 400.
Now Craig with Ace King in the big blind. What is he going to opt to do here?
I think he is probably going to 3-bet here.
Yep. His standard procedure here.
5 million.
He does. Imran snap folds. King 2 suited. Lose a little bit of his stack there.
You found it. He finds it.
And I mean, these trip stacks of Craig and Marco way ahead. So other guys around a quarter of their stack.
Any Apple only sitting at around 15 bigs here. Just under 15 bigs.
Just over.
Yeah.
15 bigs.
Under.
You laughing at me or them?
Don't count that.
I'm stopping funny, huh? They got a job to do.
Tickling me. 200 to call.
Yeah, he's just under 15 bigs. He's around 14, 14.5 bigs.
100 more folds.
Marco's got around... Marco's got around 60 bigs, so...
Marco way ahead there.
Him and Craig are effectively going to be jamming the effective stack, which is around 13 to 15 bigs. Which is probably the right
Now
thing
Henny
to
under
do
the gun
as
with
a-
Ace 10 off. Now what would you do here with just under... I mean, he's definitely going to be looking to raise this up here under the gun, I'd say.
Yeah, all in.
Yeah, he does jam that.
Craig looking down at King 6, not suited on the button. Most likely to fold jam.
All in fold, fold.
Folds all the way around.
And we do get a call. Oh no, we don't. Ah, I saw him throw over the blind, and I thought they were throwing in the trips for the call there. Got a little bit ahead of myself.
Yeah, but I got lucky tips from you.
We're 40 big blinds deep, man.
I haven't won a hand in hours, as you can studio.
And Craig under the gun looking down at Ace Jack off.
With Marco still to act, I don't think he could be jamming
Yeah,
here.
no, he does just raise it up.
250 more.
What does Henny do here?
Looks like he is thinking about something. He does fold it out.
As we are just waiting to get dealt in here. Marco looking at queen 9. Not suited on the gun. Does fold it.
Yeah, he's definitely opening this.
Does raise it up.
Wow.
Marco playing very, very aggressive. I mean, this is exactly what we were seeing from him in the opener. He's not scared to put his chips in the middle, even with a very, very wide range.
Would be an interesting hand. I think Craig definitely pulls
So
it.
good you had to look twice, huh?
Just the one card.
How good is it?
Marco is ahead going to the flop.
Medium rare.
It's ace, queen, 7. So Marco does get middle pair here. And he's the only player with hearts in his hand. 2 hearts out there.
And I think Chinese for them, not Smith.
500.
500.
Goes around half.
Was fold from Craig there.
Marco just picking up a little pot there. Starting to stack those chips high, as he always does.
Why isn't the golf on?
It's delayed, isn't it?
Dave, can we watch some golf, mate?
The rugby's done.
Please? Can you just, I don't know who to ask, so I'm asking
200
you.
to call.
Thank you.
Because we have semi-respectful.
Ow. Can you please ban the word ginger
Prices.
from the screen?
Can you keep typing it into It's almost like, who's that lucky ginger? And I'm looking around, I don't see it.
Sending up or looking down a 9-4 suited on the button. It's going to fold. So is Craig. Marco going to pick up his blinds once again. Marco just retaining his stack here.
Stack, huh?
Henny up or looking down at king 2 suited on the gun.
Throw that in the bin.
One day I'll get it.
Yeah, Craig will definitely. Oh,
Nobody died from giving a walk, eh?
Do you want to walk? You like one?
it's a jam or fold.
Natural light. Second
That deserves a walk.
Yeah, I think that's too wide. Maybe if it was suited. Or
I'm
give back- I
surprised
give
it's
back-
not in your
As
shoving
we
tray.
do see
Get back to the
Nun's
it's close.
just picking up his blinds there.
I'll try. I'm struggling. You can afford to work and relax and let us fight it out. Do you think it's even going to get to that point where it's up to me?
I say it starts right there, never mind there. Gotta find it.
Now Craig under the gun looks down at ace jack offsuit.
450 raise.
Raise it up.
450.
does Imran jam here?
Looks like he's thinking about it. Feeling he's gonna. He does fold, and he also folding.
I don't hate the jam, especially four-handed.
There, I think he would have run into some trouble though with Craig being so strong.
It's interesting because under the gun isn't under the gun. Under the gun is actually cut off.
Yeah.
So the ranges aren't tight. They're very, very loose. So the whole dynamic of this final four is the ranges are just very, very wide.
Now Marco looking down at ace jack suited under the gun.
450.
Does raise it up. And in a small blind, looking down 10-7 off. Does. Shimaki's going to get out the way. Does not like the look of those cards. Likely just going to fold all the way around.
No, he's going to call. And I'll tell you why he's going to call. With the big blind ante in play, you are opted to call more often because your pot odds, or you basically putting in one more big blind to win, say, 5 or 6 instead of like 4. So
the flop does come 5-5 king. Marco's ace high still ahead. Nothing out there for Craig. Now what does he do with the c-bet from Marco?
I think...
I'm going to decide to fold out here.
Yeah, I think Marco has to go small.
Max, can I borrow the King Kong? Nice king.
So Marco does pick up a nice little pot there. Around 750k.
You become a liar. I thought you were a decent.
No, but I showed you. I showed you. If I lied about it, otherwise it'd be funny.
But why?
Obviously it's ace. I'm ahead, right?
No, I had a jack. You had me fucked.
The last time I had a dominating jack, you won anyway. You know pay 40k? Sorry? Oh, 1 million. How fucking stupid. Yeah. It's insane. I've got 5 of them.
200 to go.
Exactly what it is.
Now Imran under the gun, looking down at queen 10 off. Just fold it out.
200. Fold 100 now.
Craig in the small with king 10 off. Does just
100 more.
make the call here.
Check.
Let this man get lucky. I'm ahead.
Fold there. Check a bet.
Flop comes 9-10-5, so Craig with that top pair.
That's a very
Marco
nice call.
doesn't have anything, so just going to fold out.
That's even better.
I like how there's so much table talk at this final table.
Yeah.
Because a lot of the time you have a very quiet table and you actually become very stoic and it becomes very boring and you get lost in your own thoughts.
Now Henny looks at pocket sixes under the gun. Could we possibly see a jam from him here?
100%.
And he does jam. So let's see what happens here. Craig, of course, going to fold out.
All in.
Now on Imran.
All in. Fold. Fold.
Okay, it does fold around. So Henny will just pick up the blinds there.
Yeah, I mean, picking up blinds is huge.
I mean, 500,000 if you pick up the blinds.
Because you're not only picking up one blind, you're picking up the big blind ante as well.
Yep.
So you're essentially losing 2 big blinds when you're in the big blind, and you're gaining 2 when you steal the big blind. So for all the online players, it's very different. They take an ante every single hand. In live poker with Monster Jam, for example, you have a big blind ante, which just makes it a little bit easier for the dealers to calculate, instead of just like taking an ante every single hand from every single player.
Marco does have king 6 of hearts here on the button.
All in.
And he does jam.
I love that jam.
Oh, Henny with pocket sixes again in the big blind. Do you think we're going to see a call here?
No,
just a
that's
fold.
a very...
Unless that is a...
I think it's a very tight fold.
Yeah. I think it also could possibly be a visual glitch, because we have seen a couple times in his hands replaying, and he did fold ace-king earlier on.
Yeah.
Which was not very likely pre-flop. But it definitely could have been a fold out there. I don't think he wants to...
Yeah, I think against a player like Marco, who's very aggressive, and he is extremely even more aggressive now since he is a big stack. I
Yep.
think you kind of have to widen your range, your call-in range a little bit. So sixes, I mean, if I'm in Kenny's situation, I'm snapping with sixes.
Raise 450.
Marco raising it up under the gun here.
Fold 450.
At the end of
Ace
the
nine
day,
off.
like, you're short, you need a double, and you also want to play for the win. Even though pay jump's nice, like, when you're short, you have to double at this final table.
This one you can
Marco going to pick up those blinds. Another nice pickup for him. If he keeps this up,
Button.
don't think there's going to be much the other players can do to stop him.
Is that mine?
No, he's finding some nice momentum here.
He's blind.
It's like he really just thrives on these final tables.
Yeah.
Showing that aggression.
So I'm wondering if I was the big blind as well.
As Imran jams pocket fives under the gun.
I think that's a perfect jam. Has to get in.
Let's open together.
I would have, but
Looks like
it's not
it's
good.
just going to fold all the way around.
Fold.
We'll pick up those blinds though. So nice pickup for him there.
Got 2 undercards.
I hope so.
I was actually sitting next to Imran in the Mega Bowl before I busted. Very nice guy. Yeah, only lost about 2 hands because I moved tables, and then 2 hands later I was all in.
Yeah.
But yeah, very nice guy.
They still at 13, any? Any? I'm going to side with any.
You're safe on the one. I should make the other one. There'll be a chop.
No, I think you're going to win both.
Eh?
I think you're going to win both.
Any under the gun here with Jack 10 off.
Does he take this? That's a question.
Just like
feeling.
thinking
I mean,
about it. Just
I
looks
don't
at
think he
his card.
does, considering he has been relatively tight trying to make that pay jump.
Yep. Does fold out there, you're right. Queen Jack on the button for Craig.
I think.
Oh, fold out here.
Wow.
Been quite tight here.
That's a very interesting.
Yeah.
It's very interesting.
Everyone gonna pick up the small blind there.
Sean Naidu. Tony boy.
Tony boy just walked in now.
Fold 200. Fold 100 more. All in.
And Imran jamming 5-3 off in the small, 5-3 suited in the small blind, and Henny Apple is in that big blind with pocket eights here. And he does look like he was thinking about calling here. He's really going over his options here.
2,450,000.
Such a god spot. It's actually insane. I've got.
So Imran is putting Henny all in here. Henny thinking about calling here. Does only have 10 bigs. And Henny does make the call with his pocket eights. So it's 5-3 suited against pocket eights. That 5-3 is completely dominated here.
What is Henny Apple? Has put his tournament life at risk here.
He's up against a 5-3 though. That was a really, really good call from him. We're off to a flop. There comes 10, 9, king. 2 diamonds.
Wait. Please don't do that.
Another 10 there.
Cover?
So,
looks
yeah,
like he cover.
not much. Yeah, so Imran really, really short here now. A nice double up there for Henny. He's now up to 4.6 million chips. Oh, and it was King 5 of clubs, actually, that had not a 5-3 of clubs. So that is actually Henny getting knocked out here.
Wow. Sorry, guys, there was a visual glitch
Yeah,
there.
there was indeed.
That
And
is Henny.
Imran did, I didn't even pick that up. Imran did just flop that king.
That is Henny out of the tournament here.
Carl, just as you say that, sorry about that visual bug, completely had me there. I didn't even look at the cards on the table there. So guys, that is Henny Upper leaving us in 4th place. As Imran does flop that king to crack Henny's 8s here.
So we are most likely going to get an interview here from Mr. Henny Uppo. So he finishes 4th place here at the
Up a
SunBet
nice chunk
Poker.
of money there.
As we are down to the final 3 here at the SunBet Poker Tour Mega Million final table with a chip leader, Marco Nokia, sitting at 14 million chip value.
Does he just jam? And here is an interview from our 4th place finisher, Henny Uppo.
Actually wasn't good for me, to be honest. I'm actually quite happy to finish where I did. I've had my fair share of run good earlier, but yeah, I think 3 hours before the dinner break, I think I just played terrible. And you know, realized and thought, oh, all I have to do is get back and play properly, and unfortunately card did. So yeah, I got it in at the end for you know, being ahead for like a 100k swing, and unfortunately didn't go for me. So I'll definitely play the high. I'm considering the 40k now, definitely the main. And yeah, so far otherwise we'll check. Thanks very much.
Thank you.
Guys, that is it from Henny Uppo. As you heard, we will be seeing more of him in the SunBet Poker Tour. So definitely one to watch out for. Here we do see a hand with Marco's 9s. Good against Craig. Like, you're just going to go check, 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 because they are the big stacks. Don't really want to get involved. The Imran sitting so short compared to them.
So we are getting dealt in here.
200.
Imran looking down at Ace Jack suited under the gun. What does he opt to do here? Raises it up to 500k. Craig Harden looking down at Queen 3, the small blind.
Just fold it out. Now on to Marco with 9-6 off. He's just going to fold. So Imran going to pick up these blinds here.
I was going to try. Call. I'd rather take that shot. But if anybody, I can afford to take that shot. Okay, thank you.
I got 10 million and 75.
as it does look like we are going to be going on to a quick 15-minute break here, guys. So we will see you after the break.
How much you got in me?
And guys, welcome back from the break. And we are now down to the final 3 of the SunBet Poker Tour Mega Million. I mean, guys, these stakes are ginormous. With 650,000 up top for the winner. 640. And it's just a huge prize pool here for these top 3 players. Already locked in a chunk of money. And we are getting straight back into the action with these guys. Chat, definitely let us know who you think will take this one home.
250.
250, yeah. No, it's
I think you have 386.5 because we both have to put 1.5 in for him just to clear his 300 even. That's like
250 to play?
like 464 or 554.
Bet 500. Fold.
All in.
All in.
We do hear an all-in announced here from Imran.
Fold.
And Craig does just fold it out. I want to get involved with that there.
Small and a big blind.
Is it 100, 250, yeah?
Yeah.
100, 250, yes. Small blind is 100.
Guys, as we hear, the blinds have gone up to 100, 250. And they are just
put your blinds
massive
down, is
blinds
that
there. Same, what we left with maybe. No, it is gone up. I mean, that big blind and ante is just huge now.
$250.
600?
So Marco on the button. The ace-6 off. Does raise it up to 600.
Fold.
So we do get folds all around. So Marco will pick up those blinds this time.
Big blind there, Marco.
And I mean, Marco just way ahead with that chip stack once again. I mean, almost replicating exactly what we saw from him in the opener. Just led that chip stack by a huge margin and then managed it perfectly. And I mean, we could see that here again
150 more.
for the Mega Million. And I must admit, it would be awesome to see a back-to-back winner.
Another really nice hand.
Small and a big blind.
Guys, I mean, stakes definitely high on this final table for the final 3.
Scheffler -5.
None of ICM going on as well with these huge pay jumps.
Craig Hartland looking down at 10-7 suited here on the button. Just going to raise it up.
500.
That's a few 100,000 per pay jump. I mean, that is just massive.
feel like gambling.
Tell me if you think this deal is
Go
good.
for it.
This is the hand I got it all in free with
I
against.
really don't mind losing this hand if I lose. I really don't mind the fucking...
So Imran with the mystery card big blind. He's jamming into Craig, and Craig with the call with his 10-7 suited. Very wide call there. What does Imran have?
Yeah.
He's ace king of clubs. Wow.
He called, yeah.
Imran with the
He says he wants to
premium,
gamble.
and Craig
You fucked it up.
calling there.
For me.
Is it okay?
So a lot of Craig's stack definitely at risk, but Imran's tournament life at risk here. Can he hit an ace or a king? There is the ace on the flop.
Diamond, please.
9 of diamonds.
6 of diamonds.
9 of diamonds. How much?
Jeez, it's too much actually.
So we do see the 5 of hearts come out on the turn, and the 7.
Good. It's
5,
this is
250.
5,200,000.
So we see
And this?
And this one is yours.
275.
75.
Imran getting kicked out of the...
I must admit, that is a really, really nice pickup for Imran there.
Battle. Me, I'm all in.
Taking that pot down with the pair of aces. So now his stack is huge alongside Marco's. And now Craig down to the short stack.
You're giving me that 50, right? Huh?
We can just split that 50.
No. Then I go for the what?
Visual issues there, missing Imran. Guys, he's still here with a ginormous stack.
Supposed to get 350.
I
You were given me if I
mean, call. Yes. What did I say? Oh.
Well, nothing to compare to Marco's. It is a big stack at that.
Now it's competition. 100 to 50.
Yeah.
You say I got too much.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Sure.
I would have preferred half the heads up, but I'll still take you.
Okay. This for the auntie your bed there. Thank you.
Feels like so much. Blind and empty. Bar.
It is.
As we are getting dealt in here, the final 3. This
Marco
Mega Million.
does look down at King Jack suited here on the button. We're looking to raise it up big.
600.
Does raise it up to 600,000.
Fold.
Imran folding. Craig looks down at ace-9 off, and he does jam here. So now Marco with King Jack suited, and he does make the snap call.
Hold up, ski.
So now Craig's tournament life at risk, but he is ahead going into this flop.
Ace of hearts for Heartland.
Python, we need a king
Carry on.
As the
King Jack.
flop comes out. 3, 5, 7 rainbow.
No help out there for Marco, so Craig's ace high still good at the moment.
Ace of
Just a
spades.
spade, right? Just a spade.
He's just looking for those kings and jacks. For
6.
nothing to help him here.
7. Okay, 7.
Oh, and there's a 6. So that is just a chop there for those two players. Both with that straight.
You need to count
Ja,
your
hy het 50 meer hê as
Count
IC.
what?
Dis ek moet maak.
Why it's a chop?
En die vat ek en hy 25
Chop,
af
chop.
elk
This
van
one.
ons.
Oh,
En
yeah.
ons speel vir dit plus die trophy.
So Marco getting quite lucky there.
Plus 5.
That was my chance.
Does just chop it up with Craig.
It's a chop.
I get change, right? I get, yeah.
As we are seeing the final 3 fighting it out here for the Mega Million trophy.
You see, you also
Massive
find those.
cash prize, I must add to that.
I don't know when.
Did smash that guarantee, so it went up to 2,640,000 rand up top for the winner of these final 3.
And guys, as we are reaching the final 3 here, why don't you guys let us know who you think is going to take this down?
Marco, I would say, is definitely a crowd favorite with that 16 million chip stack sitting in front of him.
Yeah, he did win the opener here, so could be looking to get a back-to-back win
I
here.
must say he did play the opener exactly like this with a massive chip stack and just managed it perfectly. So he's going to be hoping to do the same thing here, of course.
You'd have 6 million instead of this. This deal was the best. This deal was the best because I get to shove very light on you.
So Imran looking down at queen 3 on the button. Just going to fold it out.
When we see an all-in from Craig here with his pocket 2s, Marco just going to fold it out.
Craig picking up the blinds there.
Yep, and those blinds are huge now. 250,000 rand, 250,000 chip big blind, 250,000 ante. I mean, just picking up those blinds is huge for Craig here.
You're so sad.
He is sitting around 8 bigs, I would say, with a 4.1 million chip stack. Be jamming a lot here. Hoping to get that double up.
All in.
All in.
And we do see another jam from Craig here. And Marco thinking about making the call. And Marco does re-jam for the call. So now Craig's tournament life at risk, but he is ahead coming into this flop. With his ace-X dominating Marco's. It is ace-7 off versus ace-6 off. So looking really good for Craig here. Just needs to dodge that 6 of Marco's.
Six of hearts. You always cover my suits. It's insane.
All in is yeah. All
No,
in
it's
is
fine.
yeah.
No, the setup must put it there. The
That
setup
doesn't
must
even
put it
make
there.
sense.
Yeah.
A6, but
No,
I'm not
it's
all
fine.
in. We won a 6.
Oh.
As the flop comes,
6 of hearts. 6 of hearts.
queen 3.
No help out there, Marco.
Ace.
Some
Ace,
splitting
no one
opportunities
loses.
though for an ace.
Ace.
There's a
Another
6!
six.
The 6 for Marco comes out in the turn. Aces and 7s are Craig's. And it misses.
It misses.
Wow! So Craig out of the tournament here and Marco going up to 20 million chips.
Oh my word, we have just entered the final 2 here at the SunBet Poker Tour.
I must say a really, really, really rough beat for Craig there. Looked ahead the entire way, just had to dodge that 1-6. Did come on the turn. Very rough for him there.
He did call it. Marco did call the 6.
Of course they'd be hoping for a 6, trying to get into that top 2. And Marco double Imran's chip stack here. Just a massive chip lead. And so that is Craig out in 3rd place. Will be taking home a nice cash prize. I'm sure he will be a bit sad he does not take the win.
Yeah.
But 3rd, very, very good here, must admit.
As we are just seeing Marco chip leading here with about double Imran's stack.
Yep, a massive chip lead here for Marco as we go down to heads up.
I mean, Marco has just been showing absolute aggression here, Callum. I mean, it's just some amazing poker running, like coming top 2 in, coming first in the opener and then running top 2 in the final table here at the Mega Million.
He did. I mean, wow, it would be awesome.
I know you don't, but I want to win 2 in a row.
As
he did perform amazing in that opener and just as amazing here in the Mega Mill. And I mean, definitely running hot since that opener. Playing really, really hard. And I must say, we did start off really slow at this final table, but it has been action-packed in the past couple hours.
Yes, I must say, as those blind levels are going up.
Yep. Some absolute sick beats, I must add, as well on this table.
It's just been some
rough
crazy action here.
For those at risk.
As the players are standing up from the table.
I'm mute. I don't speak. I don't want to talk.
Yep, that is super, super rough for Craig there. Leaving us in 3rd place. As I believe we will have interview coming up for Craig, but we'll see Jez, I must say, some amazing poker coming from Marco making it this far. I mean, double the trip stack of Imran here.
Yeah.
And this is exactly what we saw from him in the opener.
Oh, most definitely. As we are looking right behind us, we do have 2 tables left here in the Little Slam. It's not too many players left as we might be reaching the bubble here.
I must say, we've passed the bubble, so they have all cash behind us. But I must say, some amazing poker being played from Marco as he's grabbing that trophy in the background.
Yeah.
Placing it on the table there. So
Marco is going to be very, very proud to pick up that win.
I think definitely. Seems like he... Yeah, I mean, started off really, really slow here with this final table. And I mean, like I did expect someone to start running off and then a pivotal movement.
We have just got confirmation that the players have made a deal, and
We're going
we
to
will
be doing
be hearing
something
from our
unusual
winners.
now.
There's an interview from the players.
Anyway, are we on? All right. Hello, audience. We're going to be doing something unusual. Marco Nukia is the winner of this tournament, and I obviously finished second. And today, instead of a host, I think I'm going to be interviewing Marco. I don't really know what everybody wants to ask, but I'm just going to be asking him general questions. Marco, how do you feel?
I feel great. 2 in a row. I ran very good. I played very well. I think I wasn't as lucky as you in the big spots, but that's not matters.
Well, look, everybody's lucky and unlucky at times, but I can confirm Marco played really well. I was on his table most part of today. And yeah, we had some fun. Although Marco dominated this whole table. But yeah, I was in the box, and sometimes he needs to be in the box, and that's how it goes. But overall, very, very well done, Marco. This is your second trophy. Yeah. And you are upcoming and inspiring pro in the country. I wish you all the best.
Thanks. Yeah, it was obviously a very good tournament. I had ran very well. One really big flip in day 2 that I would have been out if I didn't hit an ace on the river. And then since then, I've just been cruising. Got aces versus kings against Max. Very thankful. Yeah, got in versus Imran ahead a bunch, but that doesn't matter. But yeah, it was a great tournament.
What was the crucial hand of this tournament that got you where you are?
That aces versus Max's kings was for heaps. It was like for 2.6 million when average was still 1.1. And he's such a good player, so to get him out is obviously good for everyone as well.
Sure, yeah. And this is what it all comes down to, those winning 1 or 2 crucial hands. In tournaments, you don't need to be winning every hand and go after every pot. At the end of the day, it kind of becomes irrelevant. It's more about survival, and Marco has done the job that needed to be done. Very well done, Marco. Wish you all the best for upcoming series.
Thanks.
And guys, just as we are finishing up there at day 2 of the day 3 of the Mega Million here, we just want to say congratulations to Marco, and we heard some very nice insights there on what happened into the tournament. And yeah,
I must say that is absolutely awesome to see Marco go back to back here with the opener and the Mega Million.
Really
so
just
that does bring day 3 of the Mega Million to a close, and we are signing off, and we will be back with you guys at 11:30 tomorrow.